What's going on, B Nation? I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I wanted to talk about depression. And as you guys know, last year I went through my own dark period of time. And I want to talk about this a little bit today. I'm not going to cover everything, but I just want to go over some things that have helped me from my own experience. What happened to me last year, it was a wake-up call to really slow down and focus on myself. Because in this world, on this planet, things are so fast-paced and we're going here to there, and time is, we're in such stressful, we may be in such stressful environments, doing so much, taking on so much, that sometimes our body and brain tells us we need to slow down. For me, with my job, being in a very stressful job, that was one factor that really tore down my adrenal glands. And I want to talk about the adrenal glands because they play an important factor in giving us either energy, or our glands can become so weak that we just have no energy because we have been pushed to the limit. And so I want to talk about some ways that we can bring up the adrenal glands. In this world, it's duality. So we got the positives, we have the negatives, we have light, we have dark, and we can't have one without the other. So we have a lot of fear, anxiety, then love is pushed back. So take this as a time to focus on giving love to yourself. And sometimes you need to be alone. Sometimes others need support from people to talk to. So don't be afraid to reach out to people if you need to let some emotions out and have a good talk. Don't be afraid to let it out, because chances are you'll find that most people are going through their own shit, and they may be able to give you some insight or some sort of direction of what may help or assist you on your journey. And nobody's perfect, and so don't feel like you're alone in this, because there's a lot of people that are going through different things. So it's good to talk about these things. That's why I'm making this video today, because in this world we can get caught up in a lot of noise and the busyness. What worked for me is tuning out of the news and the TV, and especially the negative noise. So sometimes you have to pull away from people in your life that are draining you. And I really just started bringing in like more love, positivity, and then tuning out the negative noise from maybe the media, maybe music, people, your job, whatever it is. It's a time to now reflect on bringing yourself wellness and health, and it's a wake-up call to do this. What I also started doing was I also started bringing in a lot of raw, living food. The reason this is so important is because the raw food has the living enzymes, the vitamins, the minerals. When I was caught up in this fast-paced world, I was also eating fast food. It's like it goes hand in hand. You're so busy, and then you just go to McDonald's or Burger King, and those foods are fried, deep fried at such high temperatures. So they have no life energy like fresh fruits, vegetables, greens. You can look at different ways to target neurotransmitters, which is your communication system in your body. And the neurotransmitters are particularly important because when they stop communicating, then we feel low, very, very low, and we may not want to get up in the morning. We may not have the energy. So for me, it's important to focus on energy living foods and giving your body that electricity from the fruits and vegetables. So bananas are particularly important in boosting serotonin levels. We also got almonds, spinach. Your leafy greens are important for getting in magnesium, which is a very important mineral. I won't get into too specifics about it, but you definitely want to start bringing in raw food. An anti-inflammatory diet is really important, alkaline. When stress, anxiety, fear, these are all acidic on the body. So we need to go to the other side of chemistry, which is the alkaline side of chemistry, and bring in the hydration, bring in the minerals and the vitamins. And these alkaline foods can start to bring out these acidic areas of the body. And it can also calm our nerves down. So I would say at least 50% or more of your diet to be raw. If you can go fully raw, that would be amazing. If you can do green vegetable juices and bring in the kales, the spinach, any leafy greens that you like, but particularly the fruits is where the electricity is. So we want to start looking at bringing energy into the cell, and that's particularly important to give us motivation and to start boosting up our glands, particularly the adrenal glands and the kidneys. You could also look at herbs to boost the adrenal glands and the kidneys, but you definitely want to get off the caffeines. You want to get off the alcohol and the drugs. And I know in this world today, I did it myself, is sometimes you turn towards the alcohols, the drugs to numb the pain. But then, you know, you end up with 1 drink, 2 drink, 3 drink, you're on the floor and you got to face the next day. So it doesn't address the cause, and facing the cause is always what I look at in my videos. So definitely take out the caffeine, because that will even bring down the adrenal glands even more, as well as the kidneys. And also what we can look at is the parathyroid gland, which is calcium utilization. Now, I've been focusing on this gland particularly because I can see that my parathyroid is down and I'm not utilizing calcium as I should, which can also, when you're not utilizing calcium, what happens is you can start getting into prolapses, and that runs in my family as well. So bringing in a lot of calcium-rich foods. I don't like the isolated chemistries and just taking a pill. Try to always get your nutrition, your vitamins and your minerals from your food, because these aren't isolated. This isn't isolated chemistry. And you're also getting the flavonoids when you're eating, say, lots of oranges or leafy greens. So we want to up the calcium-rich foods. That's particularly important. So there's lots of things we can look at, but basically getting in a lot more raw living foods, the electrical foods, is going to bring energy to the cell. Now in the wintertime, there have been studies that show that depression is on the rise in the winter, and there are studies that link vitamin D levels to that. So if you can get outside, just feel that sun on your skin, and that vitamin D is a really important vitamin that can aid in wellness. So in the wintertime, obviously there's no sun out right now, I do take vitamin D supplements, and I work with my naturopath doctor to do that. And we could also look at a number of different things like sleep. So sleep is really important because it can delete certain thoughts and information from the day prior. And if we don't have adequate sleep, then this information or thoughts will just keep rolling into the next day. and sometimes it can be hard to control these thoughts. So what I had to do was I had to focus on getting enough sleep. I had to focus on bringing in a lot more living raw foods that have energy and life to them. And I had to focus on giving myself love, self-care. And this involved, what can help is if you're not sleeping, you're having a hard time sleeping, exercise. And I know some people, when you're at this low point, you may not have even the energy to get up and go exercise, but that's where the raw foods come in. That's where the fruit comes in. So when I started giving myself fruit for breakfast and I started getting energy, my cells started feeling pretty good. I started getting a lot more energy and had more motivation to exercise. And swimming is really good because it's a full body workout. You're using all your muscles, and that also releases endorphins. So exercise is really important. So if you're having trouble sleeping, I would say focus on bringing in the raw living foods to give you that energy, and then do some exercise, and that will also help with the sleep. And I had to also focus on just myself and giving myself love. And it was a time I needed to just focus on myself and tune out all the noise and all the pressures and all the stress. So sometimes you have to take a vacation with yourself. And it's okay if you want to bring friends or family that you love and that support you to help you out. But it's a time to give yourself love and to put yourself first. And when you tune out from all the stresses and all the noise and all the negativity from outside sources, and you start to bring in calming music, and you go to the spa, or you start taking care of yourself, any little bit helps. So whether that is just going to a yoga meditation class for an hour a day, just to calm the mind down, that any little bit can help in your journey. But really, for me, it was a time to reflect on myself and to start focusing on what it is that makes you happy and what it is that you deserve. A lot of people feel like they don't deserve happiness, they don't deserve health, they don't deserve freedom and no stress. And let me tell you, each one of you deserves happiness. Each one of you deserves to be healthy and to feel good. And each one of us is here for a different reason. And don't feel like you are not here for a purpose. Because that was that was something that I had to focus on, is like what it is that makes me happy. And most people define money as being successful. But if you enjoy what you're doing, that is success. And happiness is your greatest wealth. So it's time that you focus on yourself. It's time that you do what makes you happy. You spend time with people that you love. And if you don't, let's say you don't have anyone that is in your life right now that is bringing you love and happiness, then start bringing it to yourself. Start bringing happiness and love, and take yourself out on a date. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking yourself to the spa and treating yourself and just having a date. Get to know who you are and what it is that really makes you happy. And it's a time to reflect on yourself. So the love food is, in my opinion, the fruits and the vegetables. So it starts with bringing in the healthy food, and that's self-love, that's self-care. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps my friends out there that are in a low state right now, but know that nothing in the universe stays the same. So with this world of duality, there's positive, there's negative, there's fear, there's love, but always let love guide you and always put love first. Then the fear and anxiety will take a backseat. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, be alkaline, be yourself, and be doing something that you enjoy today that brings you happiness. Cheers.